Can start off with Arashi. Arashi. Preview ship. Is this tier 8? 1, 2, 3. 3 single turret. What? 3 guns? What the hell? Is it me or is the volume low? Your face is low. Let's see. Armor. Classic 90mm. Whoa. Literally no health whatsoever. We saw this one, right?
Are you new?
Yeah, this was the German guns.
No, this isn't stat shaming. This is fucking animal research.
Thank you, Serpabot, for the 2 fungus. Thank you for the 18. Oh yeah, this was the one. This was like the worst of both worlds, wasn't it? You get IGN torpedoes, but German guns. Are you new?
Did you just pick up the game? I need
IGN health pool.
This is fucking animal research.
IGN AA. Oh my lord, that's so sad. You don't even, you get German speed by the looks of it. Hell, you get like American speed. What the hell is that? Dude, what is this dumpster fire? What the hell is this dumpster fire? What am I watching? This looks terrible. Does it have something gimmicky in the equipment? Oh, Hydro. It does get 5 km Hydro. And it basically trades everything for that. Oh god, it's got the trash German smoke as well by the looks of it. What the hell? It's actually German smoke. That's terrible. So it's like a really shitty Hydro DD with 10 km torps. Dude, this is something else, man. Jesus. Look at, like, what? Reload? Oh man. You know what, let me put on the background music in the game. Because I'm gonna need it. I need to remember it for when I'm casting King of the Sea later. But this is... Holy shit, that's tragic. Okay. Let's look at something more interesting. That is actually tragic. Let's look at something more interesting, namely Hizen. They buffed. The gimmick here is, of course, stupid gun power, potentially. That's a lot of potential gun power here. The Heisenberger. Let's check this one out. Okay, armor, first 32. They buffed this. This was 25 at one point, and I guess they realized that 25 on a battleship is completely absurd. So they bumped it up to 32. Huh. Oh, well, that's interesting. That's pretty interesting. I would say my first reaction is maybe you want to try to angle this, like go booty in towards the opponent, but then you remember that this thing has the shell catching part here, and this just eats shells, catches shells like crazy. So I'm not sure about that. It's similar to the Amagi hull, yeah, except it has this thing here that the Amagi does not. Yeah, I'm not too sure about that one. Hit points 80.7. Isn't that's pretty good for tier 9. That's pretty good for tier 9. Let's see. Let's not get too distracted. 37% torpedo belt is also pretty decent, actually. Before I actually start looking at the parameters, let me look at the equipment. Does it have anything gimmicky? No. Standard. Okay. Artillery though. Oh, 38-second reload. Now it is IGN though, so you would be running the reload module. Cutting that down to what, 34 point something seconds. But still, 34 seconds is pretty rough. It's not as rough as 40, but Turn time is okay. HE, only 30% fire chance. That's pretty anemic. Shell velocity 834. Interesting. The guns are 410. Huh. Yeah, let's look at the Citadel. You're right, actually. Is this all Citadel? No, it's not. Ah, it's a Magi hull. It's a Magi turtleback, isn't it? It looks very familiar. Yeah, this is pretty classic Amagi. It looks steeper than the Amagi turtleback though. I wonder how effective this turtleback is. I wonder how effective it is. Is it gonna be one of those only works at certain range type of? Ultimately, it adds up to a fair bit of armor. 115 plus 356. That's a fair bit of armor. That's a fair bit of armor. That's like more than pretty much most battleships in the game. Interesting. More like Izuma? Yeah, it might be a Citadel above, but not too easily, I would say, with this much armor. You need a fair bit of pen to actually get through to it. Let's see. Secondaries. 7 km secondaries. 7 km base secondaries. Interesting. The pen is anemic though. Wonder what the turret angles are gonna be like. 7 km means that you can technically build for it, but it's not like the DPM or the pen looks that impressive for building for it. AA is pretty horrendous shit. 5 flak, yeah, okay. AA is literally, it's IGN. Maneuverability 28.2, that's a decent speed. 880 turning, rudder shift, rough rudder shift 17.1. Damn, that's rough for IGN. Concealment 16.4. Let's see. That's what 0.97, 0.9, 0.9, 16.4, 12.9 about 12.9 concealment. That's not bad. That's not that bad for a battleship with this much firepower. Oh, you already have camo? Ah, okay, never mind. Then it goes over 13. Then it's 13 point something. Never mind that. Well, it's still okay-ish. I guess it could be worse. Interesting. So that's the Hizen. Hizen. Guns being 410s though, and not the worst reload. Could be interesting. Could be interesting. What else do we have here that we can look at? Let's see. Kitakami. Nothing new has happened with the Kitakami. Americans. What do we have on the Americans? Oh, Oklahoma. Oh boy. Oh boy. I mean, maybe the thing that we don't know is that the ship actually has really good armor. Maybe that's what we're not aware of. Maybe that's the hidden power. The ship actually has stealth amazing armor. And that's why they've been giving it such terrible guns. Kiitos kulta. Itse saat loistaa. My amazing woman brought me coffee. Sekoitit sä sen? Loistava. Let's see. Huh. Okay. Okay, well, that's that hypothesis out the window then. Shit. Okay, fair enough. What about this? 343. Looks like a fairly tricky citadel to hit. It looks like a fairly tricky citadel to hit. But I mean, you're just gonna be getting pens everywhere else, so do you care? I think the citadel is actually pretty protected, but I don't think the rest of the ship kind of cares. The turtleback looks... I think this thing is going to be fairly hard to citadel, but I don't think you'll even care, because you can just get so much pen on it. Health-wise, the torpedo belt, hit points are terrible. The guns, as we've already... They have buffed the guns a bit, but they're still in no way impressive. And the 40-second reload is something just completely absurd. I don't know why they did it. I don't know why they decided this thing needed a 40-second reload, but 10 3.56s on 40 seconds is what the fuck. It's... yeah, I don't know what to say about that one. Secondary is unimpressive. Because they're giving it away for free? Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much why. And that's why they're okay with it being a dumpster fire. Air defense... Okay. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, 4.8, okay, never mind. Off. Turning is okay, but if you're this slow, your turning should be okay. The speed is rough. Concealment... It already has a camo again, I guess. Does it? It looked like it based on the turns. Yeah. I don't know what to say about this one. This one literally looks like a worse New York. And New York to begin with isn't much to brag about. Yeah, nothing special there. Oof. Massa secondary accuracy, the massa range, the secondary range was 4.5, so sadly that's not gonna help a whole lot. That's the Oklahoma. What else do we have we could look at? The Borodino, but this thing has been how long in development hell? How long has this thing been in development hell? I mean, this isn't actually a... this is not really a project that I ever expect to see. This was the... yeah, this was the weird one. I can show you guys. This one looks very, very weird. It's like... it's 2 turrets in the front, and these are actually just secondaries. These are 180mm secondaries in the back. So you're like a permanently nose-in Soviet BB. It's... Borodino is very strange indeed. 64-24. Hell, insanely fast, 31.6 without flag, but turns like a truck. The AA is... the AA is actually pretty good, the mid-range especially, but the flak doesn't basically exist at all. The armor is of course classic icebreaker, but huge 25mm schnoz at tier 8. It's weird, but then really strong. It's more like a cruiser than it is a battleship. Like, it reminds me of Riga or something. Borodino. Okay, whatever. This thing has been in dev hell for ages. This thing has basically been in dev hell for absolute ages. So I don't really know what's the deal with that thing. It does have some interesting gimmicks going on, like like these, which makes me kind of hope it stays in development hell forever. Yeah, it can stay there. We don't need it. Stay in development. Thank you very much, Borodino. You are in fact not needed elsewhere. You may stay in your development hell. Yeah, Borodino is a weird one. Let's see. Then we have Germans. Actually, USSR. Have there been any updates to the R10? there been any updates? I still wonder if this is just going to be the Kaba replacement, the R10. $10 km torpedoes, which means actually useful torpedoes, and very stealthy ones as well. 1.2 km stealth detect, or sorry, 1.2 km detect on the torps. Fair bit of flak, very fast, handles significantly better. Concealment is shit, of course, but then you got kind of railgunish guns. This one will be interesting. Does it have the armor? Yeah, it's got the armor. It's got the Kaba armor as well. So this is like my hypothesis was that they're gonna do a similar thing that they did to the Moskva, which is move it to the side and then add a new ship instead. I think they're gonna do that to the Kaba. That's why they haven't done shit to the Kaba in such a long time, because it's intended to be replaced. That's my hypothesis, but it's possible that this just becomes a premium or something and they don't give a shit about the Kaba. I have no idea. Shut up and play. Thank you, guy who following since 2 minutes ago. Shut up and play. Come on, shut up and play. It's too early for your weekend, Pepega. It's too early, man. It's you way too early, man. Come on. Smoke, I assume. Oh yeah, you can slot heal instead of smoke. So very much standard Russian DD. Only 8% speed boost, but pretty speedy, agile boy. Interesting. That should be an interesting one. And then, what else? Okay, Germans. Well, here we got a couple of interesting, don't we?
What are you new? Did you just pick up the game? I need to know. This isn't stat shaming.
We got the
this is
Z44.
fucking animal research.
I'm very consistent. I'm a very stable genius.
DD, thank you for the sub. And
Shut up
Everix,
and play.
Everix, thank you for the 46. Z44. Preview. Now let's see, what do we have here?
What are you new? Did you just pick up the game? I
KDS,
need to know.
thank you for the
This isn't
sub.
stat shaming. This is fucking animal research.
Standard 90mm plating, so nothing special there. Looks very standard. Single turrets across the board. Only 4? No, 5. Ah, there's the 5th. Main bet, what is it? 4.2 second reload. That's not too bad. Interesting. Torpedoes? 12 km torps on a German? Wait, what? Who has even 12 km torps? I don't think any Germans have. Even the Z52 has like 10.5. Interesting. 12 km torpedoes. Turrets are slow. 12 km torps, 2x5, 85 second reload. That's not even bad. I mean, you can slot the torpedo reload module and you can spec for torps and you can cut that down significantly from 85. 1.3 km detect on them as well. And you slot the torpedo speed module, they do like 67 knots. Huh. This might actually be, maybe, well, we haven't seen the rest of the stats, but at least the torpedoes look pretty interesting. AA. Yeah, not a whole lot. It's got the quadruples that have very limited range. They do decent DPS within their range, but I mean against the higher tier it's obviously not gonna do shit. A torp focused DD, maybe. Maneuverability, not that fast. 670. Handles well though. Not that fast. Concealment, 8.1 with camo. 8.1 with camo. Let's see. What do we end up? It's 0.909. We end up with 6.6. Jesus. 6.6 concealment. Wow, that is rough concealment to have at tier 9 when basically everything is gonna outspot you. That's actually really fucking bad. I guess that's the trade-off for having good usable torpedoes. Jesus. 6.35? Dude, how did they... Wait, how did they end up with that? $6.3? How did they have they added? Because this is with a camo, clearly, the 8.1. It should be 6.6. My math should be right. There's clearly a camo on it. Maybe camo is bugged. I don't know. If you add the camo in, then you can reach 6.3. But I don't know if it's supposed to be included or not. WoW's FT starts at 7.84. Huh? Yeah, well, then it might be old data. Might be old data. WoW's FT has old data then, I think. What does it have for equipment? No hydro! Oh my! German DD without hydro. Huh. So 6 point... Well, I would assume 6.6 in conceal, so that's a lot of trade-offs to get your 12 chem torps. The health pool is nice though, 19.4. And the torpedo power seems pretty strong. But the trade-offs are pretty steep. Pretty damn steep. Action time 20 seconds, smoke screen 20. German smokes. Yeah. Seems like a pretty rough trade-off, honestly. Very much German smoke, yeah. I'm not sure about that one. That seems like some pretty rough trade-offs. Let's see, do we have anything else here? No. What do we have in the UK tree? Oh, here we got a fair few. Anthony is... That's an old one, wasn't it? Yeah, the interesting thing here is, of course, first Belfast. Have they changed anything about the Belfast? We have looked at it briefly. Man. You know what the community wanted? Another Belfast. Tattle 2K, thank you for the 2 months.
When are the finals starting?
In about 4 hours. The Russian finals, that is. Let's see. Werner Boss. Isn't that just like the test
Obviously,
bed?
the environment down here is all salt. The ceiling's salt, the floor is salt, the walls are
13
salt.
biscuits, thank you for the
And
28.
to the extent the air is salt.
Fine British beauty.
That's very much above the waterline. Citadel across the board. Oh, including overmatchable here if you punch through this part. So if you punch through here, basically anything can overmatch it as well. Interesting. Yeah, slightly above waterline, so certainly citadelable. Health pool 38.4. No torpedo built almost whatsoever. Artillery, 4x3, 9-second reload, and of course access to HE. That's kind of always been the gimmick with this. 15.4 km range at tier 8 is pretty damn limited. But 9-second reload, 12 guns, a lot of potential firepower. The reload is pretty oof though. Torpedoes on the other hand, it does have, assuming they can be single launched like Royal Navy. 15.9, 8 km range. Might be pretty useful. Makes it harder to YOLO. Makes it harder to YOLO because of these things. Yeah, parked in the center of the ship. Interesting. Yep. Interesting. AA, continuous, shit tier, absolute garbage. Flak, yeah, doesn't do much either. So basically no AA defense whatsoever.
Context Wargaming, you were given the choice between war and dishonor. You chose dishonor and you will have war. Flolo, please check this forum post.
Oh boy.
Are you new?
That sounds dramatic.
This is fucking animal
That
research.
sounds dramatic. I shall check it out soon. Hence Falada 42, thank you for the sub. Let's see. Maximum speed 32.5. Pretty slow. Great turning circle. Rudder shift questionable though. Well, I guess it's still pretty questionable. Detectability 11.3. So with concealment on top, you get that down to something like 9-ish. About 9-ish. Okay. Equipment wise, 5 km hydro and smoke, but it's short burst smoke and you get 4 of them. Action time 15 seconds, dispersion 40. So you smoke up, you pop the smoke, you get about a minute of dealing damage and then you get a bail. And surveillance radar 9 km 25. So you can still combo them, but it doesn't quite have the sit in smoke and farm potential like the current Belfast has. This one will force you to do more open water gunboating. I mean, I thought this was limited, the smokes. There used to be much less of them, but now you have 4 of them. You're gonna be able to cycle this pretty well. With the new flags and upgrades, yeah, you can probably extend this a fair bit. Interesting. With Superintendent, you'll have 5. You add in things that increase the duration. We'll see. The thing is though, Belfast at tier 8 is much less of a threat than Belfast at tier 7. Because tier 8, basically every cruiser starts getting radar. And there's, especially in the current state of the game, there's 12 km radars all over the place. So we'll see. We'll see about that one. We shall see about that one. Let's see, UK. And then of course we have Plymouth. Plymouth. Preview ship. Oh my, oh my. Those turrets, they look absolutely hilarious. What the fuck was that sound? Was that like Discord playing or something? Jesus, what a sound. Holy shit, that scared me. WoW's forums. Oh yeah, I have the WoW's thread open. So it makes sounds? Jesus, how do I mute? There you go, mute. Shut up. Christ. These turrets look hilarious though. Holy crap. They're kinda cool, but honestly kinda hilarious as well. And an equal set in the back. Jeez. There's the torps. A shit ton of torps as well. Actually 4. Art department, of course, going ham once again. Like, the level of detail on the ship is honestly pretty insane. Interesting. Okay, let's see. Armor. Armor. Let's have a look-see at the armor. Oh, baby. Yeah, that's a squishy boy. That is very much... That is a supersized Edinburgh. That's literally what it is. The armor looks almost identical. It's got that similar thing. Does it have the overmatch as well? Yep. If you punch through the side here and you get enough plunging, you can get overmatch citadels because it's 25. Oh boy. Citadel is well above the waterline. Well above the waterline. And the ship is absolutely gigantic. Like, this is a big cruiser. This cruiser is actually very, very large. I mean, what? This thing is a very, very large cruiser. So, oh, nice! It's even got a helpful bump here to tell you exactly where the citadel is. So you don't have to guess, chat. You see that? You don't have to guess. Wargaming is kindly pointing it out for you. What a nice guy. What a nice guy. Okay. 114 as well, so pretty easily citadel. All cruisers have that, I know. Hit points, 41k. And wow. Imagine being a squishy boat like this. Like literally this paper ducka squishy thing, and you still have more health than a Zao. feels a Zao, man. Artillery, of course. 7.5 second reload. Only access to AP. 15.3 km range. That is pretty limited, but on the other hand, at tier 10 you can add range with the module, should you so choose. Secondary is fairly irrelevant. So 16 shells every 7.5, potential with builds to speed it up significantly, of course. Interesting. Torpedoes, 10 km torps, 2x4. Not quite Minotaur's torpedo power here, but man, you still don't kind of want to. You don't want to rush into this, do you? 16.8k alpha, and he's got 4 of them per side. Yeah, this thing can blap things absolutely. AA defense continues. Mid range is pretty for tier 10. Not that impressive. Flak. Wow, that's actually terrible. Huh. Okay, well, not a lot of AA value here. 4 flak? Jesus. Are you even trying? 31.5 knots slow boy for tier 10. 608, it turns well, but the turn rudder shift isn't exactly impressive. Concealment, 11.7 as well. I'm trying to figure out why would I play this instead of the Minotaur? Well, I guess we're gonna find that out by looking at the consumables. Here, the gimmick must lie here. And here we go. Okay, now we know why you would play this. Standard damage con. Heal, not a super heal, just a standard heal, so no Minotaur super heal. Hydro, 5 km Hydro, so actually fairly useful Hydro. 3.5 km torp detection. Smoke, 15 second action time. Smoke screen time 113 with 160 second reload. So extremely usable smoke. Like honestly, a really strong smoke. And whoa, ho, ho. 40 second radar without the upgrade. That's American smoke, isn't it? Yeah. And holy crap. 40 second radar. Jesus. That's gonna be incredibly rough against DDs. The concealment, this thing won't quite be able to stealth radar, will it? 11.7? I don't think it will. Even if that's counting in the camo, then you sit at 9.5 km concealment, so you can't stealth radar in this thing, but I mean, if you're sitting in a smoke and someone tries to come push up, crap, this thing might be hard to deal with unless, well, unless you're a Russian cruiser, then you can just radar and blap. Or honestly, any radar, any heavy cruiser with radar is gonna dumpster this thing, I think. But against deities, this combo is nasty, very hard to deal with. I don't know. We'll see how it plays. It will also depend a fair bit on firing angles. The turret traverse was 25.7, so you don't get Minotaur super fast turret traverse either. Huh. I don't know. Remains to be seen. Smoke firing penalty is standard Royal Navy, which means you can easily sit in your smoke and farm. Overall though, the range is very limited. The range is very limited and it looks like a huge vulnerable target. So yeah, I'm not too sure about this one. I don't know if even the consumables, even the radar bullshit is going to be enough to make this thing worthwhile, because good lord, this is a juicy target. Why can't I look at it? Hello? Hello? Preview. This is a lot of ship to shoot. It really is that simple. This is a lot of ship to shoot. And this is a ship that doesn't have a whole lot of armor and has a whole lot of citadel. Debatable. But of course, well, this is very early in testing, so values can and probably will change. We'll see how they change them, what they do to make it more. I don't know. Too early to say anything about it. Need to be tested. Oh, Strasbourg. We can check out Strasbourg. Preview ship. Let's see. So what? Tier 7 dunk? That's basically what we're looking at here. Tier 7 dunk. That's a lot of tower, man. That's a whole lot of tower. Like, holy crap. That is a lot of target practice. Let's see, what do we have? Armor layout. 26, 26, 26, 26. So this is, of course, at tier 7, this means everything overmatches you. Except 3, 5, 6s and such. But the majority of the ships will overmatch. There is a turtleback. It looks like a French turtleback though, that you can just blap straight through. 283, followed by 40 and 50. Okay, so not, I wouldn't say too impressive armor wise. And at tier 6 in the Dunkirk you can get lucky and you can get matchmaking where a lot of BBs can't overmatch you. So you can tank nose in pretty effectively. On a tier 7 though, that's going to be much harder to get. That's going to be much harder. Does it have an artillery upgrade? Well, let's check out survivability. 52.6 at tier 7. Whew. I mean, it's still more than Odin, but damn, it doesn't have any armor. Interesting. 25% torpedo belt. Oh, it has the... Oh, no. Oh, wow. It has the 330s? Those are kind of shit tier at tier 6. At tier 7, though. The reload is 21. The reload is 21, so that's kind of the gimmick. Very fast reloading guns. But 330s? Interesting. A fair bit of range at 19. But I think that's going to be rough to deal with. What can 330 overmatch? What the fuck does 330 overmatch? Like, 330 divided by 14.3, it overmatches 23. So even if you have 25 millimeters armor, you can angle against this thing. So even light cruisers can go nose in and tank this thing. Oof. 35% fire chance though. Yeah, the HE spamming might be nasty in it. That might be fairly effective. Interesting. Secondaries, 5 range. Yeah, probably not that impressive. AA defense, I like to say. Continuous is garbage. Mr. HOK, thank you for the 37.
Another Dunkirk.
Kinda. 3 flak with 75% probability. Okay, don't expect much from that. Fair enough. Okay, maneuverability 29.5. That's pretty fast, especially for tier 7. I mean, it's not gonna run away from a Gneiser now, but pretty fast. Turning circle is good. Rudder shift, concealment 16.9, and you can't slot the concealment module at tier 7. Oof. Good lord, that's gonna be like 15 km conceal. Jesus, that's a rough one. That is a rough one. I mean, it makes sense. Like, this is, what is this, Fuso's sister or something? So what does the equipment have in store for us? Oh. Okay. Okay, you have my interest. You have my interest. It's gimmick time, baby. The French special. 4 heals. 80-second reload, so nothing special there.
Buddy, are you new? Did you just pick up the game?
Parasite the Maxim, thank you for the 2 months.
This is fucking animal research.
Dunkirk has the same HP poll as the Strasbourg WTF.
So this, considering your reload is 21, with a bit of AR, you're sitting at roughly 20 seconds. So if you pop this thing, you're gonna be able to shoot 3 volleys basically. You shoot, pop the consumable, and then you get to shoot 2 volleys in a row. So you can kind of pump out 3 volleys in about 20-ish seconds. That's gonna be pretty spicy. And especially with the fire chance, this thing might be pretty nasty at starting fires. You shoot someone, you spam HE at a bunch of ships, and one of them uses damage con, then you just pop the reload booster and throw out 3 volleys in a row, and the thing is smoldering. Could be interesting. Could be interesting. It does have a fair bit of downsides though. The AA is basically non-existent. It has no armor, the health pool is garbage, and concealment is terrible, so I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it works out. I'd call it a glass cannon, except with 330mm guns at tier 7, there's no cannon involved.
Obviously, the environment down here is all
Could
salt.
be
The ceiling's
interesting.
salt, the
Liber
floor's salt, the
Bonicus,
walls are salt,
thank you
and
for
to
the
extent the air is
31
salt.
months.
I'm getting this. It's going to be a French Poltava but trading armor for the shit-spewing capability of MBRB.
Yeah, and people shouldn't underestimate reload booster. Like, ships that might look terrible on paper with reload booster can be very effective. For example, Jean Bart. Okay, that was the Strasbourg. Do we have anything else of interest?
You're not known to be
No.
a humble man, but I wonder.
I think I am
No.
actually humble. I think I'm much more.
Oh,
humble than
Mysore,
you
the
understand.
Indian one. What's the Brennus? Brennus was some test chip, wasn't it? Where was it? I think I went past it. Oh, this wasn't this test bed? It was the Henry test bed, I think. Lapland is the Holland test bed. They basically they gave out 2 ships of the same kind to testers, one with a gimmick, one without, and then they test like how they compare. So they just name it something different for the sake of the data. Right, let's see. Mysore. Whoa. That's a nice turret setup for tier 6. That's a really nice turret setup for tier 6. Interesting. 30.6k health at tier 6 as well. Armor layout 16, 19, 114mm plating. And once again, this plating isn't actually at high tier. This is terrible, but at tier 6, this plating isn't that terrible. You can still you have a fairly sized citadel, and you can of course be overmatched through here as well if they get through the side of your armor, of course. It's not a Fiji. Fiji has more guns. Artillery 3x3. I think this is the only Royal Navy cruiser that has an odd number of turrets? Don't they always have 2 in the front, 2 in the back? That's rather curious. It's the Fiji class with lacking the 1 turn. Besides Exeter. Yeah, well, heavy ones are different. 7.5 second reload, 14 km range, but it is tier 6. Only AP, no HE. So this turret here has been basically removed. In place of what? Moving it down a tier. The Fiji is a great ship, so AA is pretty garbage. Not a whole lot to go for AA wise. Maneuverability, it's pretty fast. Oh, it handles nicely. Actually handles quite nicely. You add in rudder shift on this, and you got almost DD maneuverability on this thing. If it has Royal Navy acceleration as well, this thing might be a pretty nimble fella. Has no torpedoes. It doesn't have torpedoes. Isn't this where the torpedoes usually are? So the torpedoes are gone. That's interesting. Concealment, 11. So you can get it down. It doesn't look like it has a camo. So you can get it down below 10. Interesting. Okay. Interesting. What does this thing have equipment-wise? Hydroacoustic Surge, 3 and 4. And this smoke, is this a crawling smoke? Oh, shit. 90 seconds. Oh, and you can probably increase the duration.
When you look at AA values expecting them to be relevant, Keck W.
I know. It's not a thing in World Warships anymore. So it's a crawling smoke. 3 turret Fiji. So, I mean, Perth is really good. Is this gonna be a... I mean, this might be a pretty good tier 6 cruiser. It lacks torps, and of course, and it lacks heal as well, which is one of the things that really helps Lander and Fiji. And Perth, on the other hand, has HE, so it is a series of trade-offs, but this is going to be up against tier 6s. Well, with this current matchmaking, it's going to be up against tier 8s, but it's a tier 6 ship. Huh. It lacks the spotter plane. That's actually a pretty big minus, I agree. Because one of the great things about Perf was you could push a flank alone, and then you could pop spotter plane to spot for you, and then you could smoke and you could basically shoot using your spotter plane, providing you vision. This thing completely lacks that, which means it's more team reliable, not something you ideally want to be in World of Warships. Still, Mysore could be pretty interesting. A light Fiji-class cruiser built for the British Royal Navy. After refurbishment that improved the ship's AA defenses at the cost of a reduced number of main battery guns, she was transferred to the Indian Navy and renamed Mysore. Refurbishment that improved the ship's AA defenses. Flak 2. I wish I had a soundbite with that Trump, this is the worst trade deal in the history of trade deals, because that's kind of what it looks like. And that's pretty much it. Pan America? No. Then we've gone through all of them. We have gone through all of them. Right? Yeah, we've taken a look at them. Kitagamin, we've already seen in the past. We have covered them all, my dudes. I think so, at least. Yeah, I'd say we've covered them all.